Hi friends, I've been out of commission for a couple days because my voice was totally gone, but it's back now. And I've spent a lot of today wrapping presents. I need some yoga. I don't know about you. If you have a mat, grab one. We're going to take an all levels practice, get the blood moving a little bit, and we'll get it done pretty quickly. So thanks for joining me today. I appreciate you. See you on the mat. So we're going to start today's practice right in downward facing dog, please. Finding yourself in downward facing dog, you can take a peek and see that your hands are about shoulder width apart and your feet are about hip width distance apart. And lift your sitting bones up so you create that nice upside down shaped V of downward dog. Pedal your feet, lift one heel at a time. Let your head shake out. We're going to start with stretching the right heel straight up for three-legged dog. Take an inhale. Exhale, tented fingers, knee to nose. Slide your right foot through. Right knee is over the heel. We're going to touch the left knee down. And then find your stability, rooting through the top of your left foot. Let's inhale, reach the arms up into a crescent lunge. So really rooting through the top of that left foot and arching the upper rib cage. And inhale, look up. Exhale, hands frame the front foot. Tuck your left toes under. Take a moment to lift your gaze. Let your head fall back. Squeeze your shoulder blades on the back. And then lift the left thigh and step back to downward dog. And stretch your left heel high, three-legged dog. Drop your right heel. Inhale. Exhale, knee to nose. Tented fingers gives you some room to hoist that left foot through. Touch the top of your right foot down and stretch your arms up into your crescent lunge, drawing your arm bones back. Inhale, lift the base of the skull, look up. Exhale, hands frame the front foot. We'll tuck the back toes and then lift the gaze up, let your head fall back. Inhale, and then exhale, lift that right knee. Take a big step back to downward dog. And a couple breaths there, lifting the sitting bones up. Finding the length of your lower back straight up toward the sky. Now slide that right knee forward a little wider than the right wrist. We're going to flex the right foot and drop the left knee down, keeping the back toes tucked. Take your fingertips toward the outside edge of your mat. Draw your shoulder blades together and look up. So that right foot is flexed to protect the knee. The left hip point is rolling forward. If you feel it's available, we're going to interlace the hands behind the head. Use your hands to lift your head and look up. Inhale. Exhale, looking down. Plant your palms into downward dog, palms. Scooch that left knee forward. Slide your right leg back. Take a child's pose with toes tucked. Send the hips toward the heels. Then standing up on your knees, reach your fingertips back, and if it's available, interlace your fingers. And bringing those shoulder blades together and down, lift your chest up and look up. Take a big full inhale into your belly. Exhale, come on back to neutral and come into a tabletop position. From tabletop, take your feet flat. Let the belly hang on the inhale, look up. Exhale, round the spine, lifting the belly. Take a moment to pause in a big inhale, filling the back ribs. Exhale into neutral, tuck the toes. As you send your hips back, walk your hands forward a little bit and we'll come back to downward dog. Stretch your left heel high for three-legged dog. Take a big inhale. When you exhale, slide that left knee forward wider than the left wrist. Flex your left foot to protect the knee. Scooch that right knee back. Keep the back toes tucked. You can take your fingertips toward the outside edges of the mat and lift your chest up whatever amount. And this is a great place to stay and work in this pigeon variation. Oh, it feels so good today. Right hip point rolls toward the front of your mat. Fine to stay, or a challenge would be to interlace the hands behind the head. Lift the base of the skull up, look up. Inhale. Exhale, gently release the palms back to downward dog palms. Inch that right knee forward, and then slide that left leg back, coming into a child's pose, hips to heels. And then go ahead and stand up on your knees. Standing up on your knees, take your hands to your hips. Step your right foot through. Right knee is over the heel. Then hands frame that front foot. Lift your left knee. Spin that left heel down. Straighten your right leg all the way, and we'll take a triangle pose with your right fingertips lightly touching the floor, a block, or your ankle. And you can stay with your left hand on your back, or you can extend your left fingertips up. And you're looking down at your right foot. If you would like to, you could turn your torso, right rib toward left rib, and then gaze up toward the ceiling. But if your neck's feeling really tight, just continue to gaze neutral or down. Good. So you can experiment with turning your left palm to face the back of your mat, and then inch your left hand around and try to bind in the right thigh. And then we're going to bend the right knee, and then straighten the right leg, drag that right sitting bone back, peel the left shoulder away from the ear. Take an inhale, exhale, hands frame the front foot, swing the left heel over the toes, keep that left knee lifting. Take your right hand on the back. You can plant your left hand a little wider than the shoulder. Extend your left fingertips up. You can look at the hand in the air, or you can look neutral or down, continuing to lift the left thigh up into the body and squeeze the right inner knee toward the midline. One more inhale into the belly. Exhale, release your right hand down. Touch your left knee down. Then slide your right ankle behind your left wrist. Let your right knee drop open, wider than the hip. Come down into pigeon pose. Stack your forearms or your palms and take a crocodile where you rest your forehead right on that space, that cushion of the forearms or the palms. Or you could use a block. Wherever you're able to rest your head for just a long, slow breath or two, letting the left hip point soften toward the ground, and finding that long, slow exhale to relax your shoulder blades and your neck and your jaw. It's a great opportunity to tune into how you feel and find compassion for wherever you're at today. And gently pressing through the top of that left foot, start to drop the tail, gather your belly, and slowly make your way up onto downward dog hands. Come up to tented fingers for a moment, actually, and find any amount of back bend where you're looking up and inhaling deep into the hips. And then exhale, look down, plant the palms into your downward dog hands, tuck the back toes, inch that left knee out, and slide on back into downward facing dog. Find that lift up through your low back. Inhale through your nose, exhale, let it out. Good. Then come forward into your tabletop, stand up on your knees again. Take your hands to your hips, and we're going to slide that left foot forward, left knee is over the heel. Release your hands to frame that front foot. Lift your right thigh, spin that outer right heel down, and then you press through the ball of that left foot, drag the left sitting bone straight back, wrap your left rib toward the right rib as you bring your hand onto your lower back, or gradually extending your right fingertips up. Then the shoulder blades are squeezing together onto the back. And we're drawing the ribs in toward the core, center of the belly button. And if you want to look up at the hand, it's a little challenging on the balance. Turn your right palm away from your ear so it faces the back of your mat, and then spiral that back of the hand around toward the outer left hip or reaching for a bind, either looking up or down at the foot. Bend the right knee, soften the left hand so that there's a nice softness, not white knuckling or anything. And then straighten that left leg. Good. And then bend and lift that right heel over the toes. Let's take the right hand wider than the shoulder and left hand on the back, or extend your left fingertips up for that twist. Hugging the left knee in, take your inhale breath. Exhale, left hand comes down, right knee comes down. Now, do you remember what we did? We're going to come into pigeon. Heel toe, that left foot behind the right wrist. Let the left knee drop open, and then slide that right leg back. And then you could stack your opposite arm on top and rest your forehead on that shelf of support. If that's too intense, you could stay up on your elbows. Look for a place where you can rest your brow line for a couple of moments, a breath or two. Closing your eyes softly and dropping your focus in and down. Calming your mind, calming your nervous system. Letting go of stress and tension. Everything you need to get done will get done eventually. Or not. But life will go on. Continue to breathe and feel the top of that right foot press. Gather the belly in, and we'll come up onto tented fingers. Lift your chest. Lift the base of the skull. Broad collarbones. Inhale. Exhale, this time shift to the outer left thigh, and we're going to slide that right leg around. Nice cross-legged seat. Take your hands in front of the shins. Lift up really tall as you inhale. And then exhale, let's go ahead and give up. Come on to your back. Make your way onto the back and rest your hands on your belly for a moment, dragging the shoulder blades underneath your back so the collarbones are really open. Feel the inhale expanding your belly and exhale, emptying out. Gently hug the right knee in toward your side rib. Give it a hug, give it a squeeze. And slide that right leg out long. And gently hug your left knee in. Give it a squeeze. And slide that left leg long. Reach both arms overhead. Big full inhale, stretch. Exhale, hug both knees in and give a gentle and tender and compassionate hug. Rock and massage your back. And we'll take our full happy baby. Elbows on insides of knees, hands reaching for the ankles or the outside edges of the feet. And rock and massage all along the spine. Soles of feet are facing the sky. And then we're going to release the feet mat width distance apart. Take a nice cactus shape with your arms. Windshield wiper your knees. Wringing out your hips, wringing out your back. Pausing anywhere that feels good today. And eventually letting the knees knock into touch. And keep your arms in a cactus. Take a brief final meditation here. So you could take this position, constructive rest, or you can extend your legs out straight and lay on the ground. Flat, whatever's feeling best for a brief shavasana. It's the final pose of our practice. Let the spine rest from the nape of the neck down through the tail. I learned yesterday that one of my great teachers and mentors, not in yoga, but in my fundraising life, had passed away after a long battle with Parkinson's. His name is George Kaufman. He was an amazing leader and teacher who was always present whenever you entered the room. He would give you your full attention. He spoke at my wedding. He did a beautiful toast, and at the end, his marriage advice was, always tell the truth. There's less to remember. And it's so important to always be truthful with yourself, with wherever you're at. Giving yourself the attention and the focus that you need so that you can stay healthy and well. Now find compassion for yourself and also gratitude for wherever you're at today. When you're ready, gently hug your knees in and slowly and gradually make your way up to sit. Thank you for showing up on your mat today. I really appreciate your presence in my YouTube community. I appreciate if you can like, share, subscribe, hit the super thanks button. All of these things really support me, bring me joy, as does your comments, as long as they're nice. Okay, I look forward to having you in class again. See you next time. Bye-bye.